It's funny. I'm really thinking about how do you deal with the cross-border implications of cybersecurity awareness. For instance, you can't just take a solution from the U.S. and
No,
then implement it in Burkina Faso. I mean,
no, you cannot.
what, what are some of the challenges that you've observed in just the uh, international barriers, for
So
lack
I,
of a better?
I think the obvious ones are like physical barriers to start with, right? I mean, there are places where there is no real good um, legal infrastructure to say who owns what side of what border. So, like a physical border. So, there are times when, the work these UN groups do to go in and help refugees or whatever, the first thing is who owns the technology and where are you? I mean, like I've been involved in projects where they send drones out to try and delineate where the physical boundaries are. And that's before you talk about the laws that they may or may not have governing what's cybercrime and what's not cybercrime. So, I mean, that's probably like an extreme example of it. But it's also that, the laws, it's definitely most of the rest of the world, they like to take their lead from the US. So they like to look at NIST standards and they will do their version of GDPR, right? So the UN organization is exempt from a lot of the US centric regulations. So they're not beholden to GDPR, for example. The UN has their own framework that they use for privacy and data protection. That's right. Most people don't understand that. And they do mimic a lot, but they have to make allowances for multicultural variances of it. Um, and it's not just the technology is a challenge. So, like you mentioned, how security is like holistic. It has to be a holistic because you're dealing with cultures that will create risks that you would never even have thought of, like in the United States of America. So, if the culture is to not be on film or to not take pictures for, like, I've been some places where I've been told put the camera away because there's some evil spirit in it. Like, it's really think about so how do you secure that? And then if we talk about like the UN organizations, they don't really have trade secrets. Their biggest risks are reputational ones. They have secrets for sure. they have some really scary ones, but they're not trade secrets. It's not like their business model. That's their differentiator. If something goes wrong, they're gonna have access to the private secrets of some of the different countries that are party to this, UN family. So there's also that.